Have you ever wondered what it would feel like to be someone who is unshakable? Someone who stands tall in the face of criticism, rejection, loss and betrayal, untouched by the blows life throws your way. We've all dreamed of being invulnerable, of having that shield that protects us from the hurt others cause, from the crushing waves of disappointment that always seem to hit when we least expect them. We convince ourselves that if we could just stop feeling the sting of harsh words,
I love you.
Okay, see you later, bye-bye.
the hollow ache of betrayal, we would be unbreakable, unflinching, and strong. But let me tell you something that might shatter this illusion. The more you chase invulnerability, the more you deny yourself the power to grow. Strength isn't about being untouched by life's challenges. True strength comes from understanding that it's okay to feel. It's about facing the pain, the vulnerability, the rawness of the human experience. Because hiding from pain, pretending it doesn't hurt, it's all just a way to avoid the truth. When we pretend to be invincible, we're only building walls around ourselves, putting on masks until we forget who we really are. What if I told you that emotional freedom doesn't lie in shielding yourself from pain? What if it's about accepting that pain, sitting with it, and allowing it to teach you who you are at your core? Real strength isn't about being unaffected. It's about being aware of your emotions and using them as tools for growth. We can't stop the pain from coming, but we can choose how we respond to it. Behind the mask of strength, there is always a hidden pain. We wear our facades, projecting confidence, acting as though we're invulnerable. But inside, beneath the surface, a quiet suffering festers. It's a paradox. While we try to appear unshaken, unaffected, the more we suppress our feelings, the heavier the burden becomes. We all carry wounds, scars that we refuse to acknowledge because we've been taught that showing vulnerability makes us weak, makes us less than. We've been led to believe that strength means never showing weakness, that it's about pushing through life's struggles with a brave face. But here's the catch. When we do that, we suppress our emotions, bury our pain so deep that it becomes part of who we are. It silently shapes every thought, every action, and the longer we refuse to confront our wounds, the more they grow. What was once a small injury becomes an infection, unresolved hurt that shows up in the form of anxiety, anger, self-doubt, and exhaustion. So here's the truth. Strength isn't about pretending everything is fine. It's about facing the pain inside us, acknowledging it, and choosing to heal. Strength doesn't mean burying what hurts. It means making space for that pain, letting it guide us, and allowing it to become the fuel for growth. As long as we hide behind our masks, the suffering will continue to control us. Real freedom doesn't come from pretending to be untouchable. It comes from embracing the very pain we fear will break us. There's a lie we've all been told, that pain should be avoided at all costs. We've been led to believe that if we just push it away, numb it, or distract ourselves from it, we'll be free. But here's the harsh reality. The more we run from pain, the more control it gains over us. When we bury our emotions, pretending that nothing affects us, we don't rid ourselves of the hurt. We only bury it deeper, where it grows stronger and starts to manipulate every aspect of our lives. Every attempt to numb the pain, whether through distractions, substances, or emotional detachment, creates nothing but a fleeting illusion of peace. It's like trying to outrun your own shadow. No matter how fast you run, it's still right behind you. The more you avoid confronting what hurts, the more it festers. It takes over your decisions, your relationships, and every action you take. True freedom isn't in running away from the hurt, it's in staring it down. It's about facing the raw, uncomfortable emotions we've been avoiding, sitting with them, and allowing them to transform us. When we stop fearing pain, it loses its grip on us. Instead of hiding from it, we must embrace it, understand it, and let it teach us. Only then can we truly break free. The real struggle isn't the pain itself, it's the resistance to it. That's where the real suffering lies. Carl Jung's philosophy offers an undeniable truth. We are not defined by what happens to us, but by how we respond to what happens. The circumstances of our lives are not what shape us. It's the way we choose to confront life's challenges. Pain is inevitable, but it's not what determines our fate. Our response to it does. Jung pointed out that we all carry internal wounds, unresolved conflicts, parts of ourselves hidden away in the dark corners of our mind. These are our shadows, the aspects of who we are that we refuse to face because they're uncomfortable or painful. But here's the twist. It's only by confronting these shadows that we can truly know ourselves. Self-integration doesn't mean denying parts of us. It means embracing the light and the dark, allowing them to coexist. The pain we feel often comes from these unacknowledged parts of ourselves, but we're not doomed by it. If we choose to face our pain, to understand where it originates, we can integrate it into our identity. This integration makes us whole. We stop being defined by the pain we carry, and we stop letting it dictate our lives. As Jung said, we're not what happens to us, but what we choose to become. And the key to becoming who we truly are lies in embracing every part of ourselves, especially the painful parts. We often hold on to the belief that if we're good enough, strong enough, or wise enough, we can somehow control how the world treats us. We try to predict what others will do, what they'll say, how they'll respond to us. But let me break it to you. This belief is an illusion, one that feeds on our need for control and causes unbearable tension. The truth is, no matter how hard we try, we cannot control the world, and the sooner we accept that, the sooner we can start living freely. The truth is, we have no control over how others think or act. The world is chaotic, unpredictable, and people are driven by their own motives, biases, and emotions, things that rarely have anything to do with us. Yet, we keep holding on to this illusion. If we could just be perfect in our actions, perfect in our words, perfect in our demeanour, then maybe, just maybe, we'll be able to avoid the pain caused by other people's judgments, by their misunderstandings. This belief, it's a trap, a constant battle. We're always anticipating the next reaction, the next slight, the next judgment. It creates an invisible tension inside us, one that never seems to ease. The harder we try to control, the tighter we grip something that constantly slips through our fingers. It's exhausting, isn't it? But here's the harsh reality. True peace doesn't come from trying to control how others treat us. It comes from understanding that we can't control them. The suffering we feel arises when we expect things to go according to plan and then feel crushed when they don't. Instead of trying to force the world into a shape that fits our desires, we need to focus on something far more powerful: how we choose to respond to what life throws at us. Letting go of the illusion of control is the first step to freedom. It's in this letting go that we can finally experience life as it comes, without the burden of expectations. But the real game changer is this: the unconscious mind. It holds sway over everything, shaping our emotional reactions, guiding the course of our lives without us even realizing it. It's not some vague, forgotten collection of memories or random thoughts. Number. It's an active, powerful force that carries unresolved trauma, hidden fears, and deep-seated beliefs we often aren't even aware of. These unconscious patterns dictate how we respond to life, how we perceive ourselves, and how we relate to others. Unresolved trauma doesn't simply fade with time. It festers. It simmers beneath the surface, shaping the way we make decisions, how we form relationships, and how we see the world. It'll show up when we least expect it, when we snap in stress, when we suddenly feel an anger we can't explain, when a wave of sadness hits with no apparent cause. The truth is, what we're feeling often has nothing to do with the present moment. It's the unconscious mind, dragging up past hurts we never fully dealt with. Carl Jung said it best: the unconscious is the key to understanding why we react the way we do. It's not about what happens to us, but how we internalize those experiences. If we keep ignoring these unconscious forces, they'll continue to control us, manipulating our actions, shaping our world. This is how patterns of self-sabotage, toxic relationships, anxiety, and depression are born. The key to breaking free? It's bringing awareness to the unconscious, facing the parts of ourselves we've ignored, repressed, or buried deep down. Until we shine a light on those shadows, they will keep steering our lives, pushing us in directions we never intended. In a world that constantly encourages us to control everything, from our emotions to how others behave, it's easy to fall into the trap of thinking that control is the answer. We try to shape the world to fit our expectations, manage every situation, bend people to our will. But here's the reality. The more we focus on controlling what's outside of us, the more we neglect the only thing that truly matters, our internal world. It's time to stop chasing control. The power to change your life lies not in controlling the world, but but in understanding and mastering your own inner world. True peace and emotional freedom don't come from trying to control the people around us or the circumstances we face. They come from understanding ourselves and cultivating true self-awareness. The more we truly understand our thoughts, emotions and reactions, the more power we gain to choose how we respond to life. We stop being victims of circumstance. We stop letting the world decide who we are. The desire for control, deep down, comes from a place of fear. Fear of the unknown, fear of vulnerability, fear of being hurt. But when we begin to understand what drives us, what truly motivates our reactions, we stop living in defense. We stop reacting on impulse, and we start responding with clarity and intention. We no longer let life sweep us away with emotion. Awareness is the key. It gives us the power to navigate life without being controlled by it. Instead of fighting the uncontrollable, we learn to accept it. We make conscious, deliberate choices about how to move forward. And here's the truth. Awareness leads to true freedom. Control is an illusion. Life is messy, it's unpredictable, and it's often beyond our grasp. But when we embrace self-awareness, we tap into an inner strength so solid, so unshakable, that no external circumstance can ever rattle us. The pain we feel in response to what happens outside of us has less to do with the event itself and everything to do with what's happening inside of us. The truth is, external events, whether it's a harsh word, a rejection or betrayal, only hurt because they trigger something unresolved within us. It's not the event that causes the pain, it's the way it activates a wound buried deep inside, one that's been ignored or forgotten for far too long. These wounds, they are the traumas, the fears, the unresolved emotions that we carry with us. They are the scars from past experiences we've never fully healed from. And when something in the present moment echoes those past experiences, the pain we feel can be overwhelming. It's as if we are reliving the past, even though it's happening now. This is why some people can be deeply hurt by a seemingly small comment, while others remain unaffected by much worse. The difference isn't in the situation, it's in the internal wounds that get triggered. Carl Jung understood this better than anyone. He said that our unconscious mind holds all these unresolved wounds, these hidden parts of us that we've never faced, and if we don't confront them, they will continue to control how we see and react to the world. That pain we feel, it's often a reflection of something inside of us that still needs healing. The way to break the cycle of unnecessary suffering isn't to blame the external event, it's to turn inward and confront the wounds lying beneath the surface. When we heal those wounds, the external triggers lose their power over us, and we begin to live with a level of peace and emotional clarity we've never known. The process of integration is the key to unlocking emotional freedom and true self-understanding. Instead of burying our pain, fears and flaws, integration demands something far more radical, an unwavering acceptance of every part of ourselves, the light and the dark. We've been conditioned to hide our weaknesses, to bury our fears, to suppress our pain, thinking that somehow this will make us stronger or more acceptable to the world. But all it does is create a fractured self, a version of us that is disconnected from who we really are. True strength doesn't come from denying our flaws. True strength comes from embracing them. When we refuse to acknowledge our pain, we keep it locked away, hidden deep within. And as long as we do that, it controls us. It shapes our decisions, influences our relationships, colours our worldview. Integration is the act of bringing these hidden parts of ourselves into the light, of seeing them, understanding them, and eventually accepting them. And it's only through this process that we become whole. He called this process individuation, the journey of becoming who we truly are. To do this, we must integrate not only our strengths, but also our weaknesses, our light and our shadow. The shadow is made up of the parts of ourselves that we've rejected or refused to face. But here's the truth. These parts are not our enemies. They are necessary for our wholeness. Only by acknowledging them, by embracing them, can we find true inner peace. To integrate our pain, our fears, and our flaws means to stop fighting against ourselves. It's about accepting our imperfections, about using them as tools for growth. When we allow ourselves to be fully human, when we stop hiding from our vulnerabilities, we stop allowing them to control us. We stop allowing them to define us. Instead, we transform those vulnerabilities from sources of suffering into sources of strength. This is the path to true emotional liberation. Individuation is about integrating both the conscious and unconscious parts of ourselves to reach personal growth and true authenticity. We often create a persona, the mask we wear to meet society's expectations and survive in the world. And that mask often hides the deeper parts of our true selves, the unconscious desires, the unacknowledged fears, and the forgotten memories. The journey of individuation is about reclaiming these hidden parts of ourselves, bringing them into conscious awareness. It's about facing our shadows, the parts we've repressed, the parts we've denied, and integrating them into our true identity. This process requires brutal self-reflection, a willingness to confront the uncomfortable truths we've been avoiding. As we do this, we begin to peel away the layers of the persona that no longer serve us, revealing a truer, fuller version of ourselves. Jung described individuation as the union of opposites, where the conscious and unconscious, the light and the dark, the ego and the deeper self come together. This union is not about perfection, it's about embracing every part of who we are, accepting both our strengths and our weaknesses. When we integrate these opposing forces, we experience a sense of wholeness, a deep, unshakable inner harmony. Individuation is not about becoming someone else, it's about becoming who we truly are. By integrating both the conscious and unconscious, we free ourselves from the chains of the past. We break free from the patterns that have held us back and begin to live authentically. No longer controlled by repressed desires or hidden fears, we step into the fullness of our own being. This is the path to emotional freedom, unlocking a deeper understanding of ourselves, allowing us to live a life that is richer, more fulfilling, and more meaningful. We've been taught to avoid suffering at all costs. It's often seen as a painful obstacle standing between us and happiness, peace, and success. But what if suffering isn't the enemy? What if it's the very thing that pushes us toward personal growth, transformation, and self-realization? Carl Jung believed that suffering, though uncomfortable, is an essential force in shaping who we are. It is a catalyst, a wake-up call telling us that something deep inside of us is in need of attention, healing, and transformation. When we experience pain, whether emotional or physical, it can feel like a setback, a sign that we've failed. But what if that pain is something far greater? What if it's the very thing that brings to the surface parts of ourselves we've been avoiding? It confronts us with the truths we've been too scared to face, urging us to grow, to evolve, and to integrate the hidden aspects of ourselves. Suffering is not a punishment, it's a teacher. It pushes us beyond our comfort zones, demanding that we engage with life on a deeper level. Without it, we'd stay stagnant, never evolving, never reaching our full potential. Jung argued that transformation cannot occur without a period of darkness. Just as a seed must break through the soil to reach the light, we must face our internal struggles to emerge stronger and more self-aware. Suffering teaches us resilience, humility, and empathy. It deepens our understanding of ourselves and the world around us. It fosters a sense of interconnectedness that binds us all. When we accept suffering as a part of the journey, not something to avoid or fear, we unlock its power to drive personal transformation. True growth comes not by avoiding pain, but by embracing it as a natural and necessary part of life's process. It's in the struggle that we let go of old patterns. It's in the suffering that we challenge our limiting beliefs. It's through pain that we step into the truest version of ourselves. In this way, suffering becomes not a barrier, but the very path to a deeper connection with our true purpose. We often think that emotional armor is a necessary defense against the harsh realities of life. We build walls to protect ourselves from rejection, betrayal, and pain. We tell ourselves that emotional detachment is the way to shield ourselves from vulnerability. It seems simple enough. Don't feel too deeply. Don't invest too much. Don't expose your true self to others. But the reality is, this armor only causes more harm than good. It isolates us, pushing us away from the authentic connections we crave, from the deep self-knowledge that can set us free. The problem with emotional armor is simple. It keeps us from fully experiencing life. By detaching ourselves from our emotions, we suppress everything that makes us human. Our capacity for love, for compassion, for joy, and yes, even pain. The pain we avoid today only festers, quietly eating away at us from the inside. It impacts our relationships, our health, our sense of self. Emotional detachment might offer a brief sense of relief, but it's just a temporary escape. In the long run, it leaves us numb, disconnected from the people we care about, and out of touch with who we truly are. Carl Jung understood this more clearly than anyone. He emphasized that true self-knowledge comes not from hiding from our emotions, but by facing them head-on. Only by understanding and accepting our fears, our vulnerabilities, our desires, only by acknowledging our pain, can we heal and truly grow. Every time we repress our emotions, we pull further away from the parts of ourselves that need attention, that need integration. Instead of hiding behind this armor, we must choose authenticity. We must allow ourselves to feel fully, to be seen as we truly are, without masks, without walls. Only then can we form deep, meaningful connections with others. Only then can we experience life in its full, vibrant complexity. Emotional detachment might seem like a safe choice, but it's not real safety. It's a false illusion. True emotional freedom is found in acceptance and vulnerability. The journey from pain to strength is not easy. It's a road that requires courage and honesty, but it's also the only path to true freedom and inner power. Pain, whether emotional or physical, is often seen as something to avoid, something to fix, something to escape. But what if we could change our perspective? What if pain could be a guide, a teacher leading us to greater self-awareness and strength? At the beginning, pain feels like a beast, a force that stands between us and everything we want. Peace, happiness, stability. We try to push it away, numb it, pretend it doesn't exist. But here's the truth. The more we resist pain, the more power it holds over us. Pain is not something to fight, it's something to face. It brings to light parts of ourselves we've been avoiding. The unhealed wounds, the unresolved fears, the hidden aspects of our identity that need to be integrated. Carl Jung taught that the only way to heal is to confront what hurts us, to stop running from our wounds. Strength doesn't come from denying our pain, it comes from embracing it. When we allow ourselves to feel the full weight of our suffering, we break free from its control. We stop letting pain define us. Instead, we let it transform us. Pain teaches us resilience. It teaches humility. It teaches self-compassion. As we move through the discomfort, we become more attuned to who we really are. We grow more aligned with our purpose. This journey is not about eradicating pain. It's about learning to navigate it with grace and awareness. It's about understanding that true strength doesn't come from avoiding the darkness. It comes from holding space for both the light and the dark within us. The more we accept our pain, the more we release its grip over us. And in doing so, we uncover a deep, unwavering strength, one that cannot be shaken, no matter what life throws our way. As we grow and mature, we inevitably move away from the familiar. We begin to see the world and ourselves differently. With this growth comes loneliness, as the connections that once felt comfortable no longer satisfy us. But this loneliness isn't punishment. It's a natural part of the journey. True growth requires us to stand apart and face ourselves without distraction. Real protection doesn't come from emotional armor, it comes from self-awareness. Emotional detachment might offer temporary relief, but it keeps us disconnected from our true selves. True strength lies in embracing both our light and shadow, and responding to life with clarity and understanding. Consciousness is the ultimate shield. When we understand our emotions, triggers, and patterns, we can navigate life's challenges with intention, not impulsive reactions. We become unshaken, not because we avoid pain, but because we use it as a tool for growth, facing life with openness and resilience.